Alright, what's up everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys have a good one. Got a double upload today because trade season has started. A trade has happened today in the NBA. The Raptors are trading OG Anunoby to the New York Knicks for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly, and some more stuff. We're going to talk all about the trade here today, about the players, both teams, which sides, benefit, my thoughts about it, all the stuff like that here in this video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications to also like that. I really appreciate it. We have said a lot. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So, as I'm recording this, it's been about an hour-ish since the first news came down, but it's only been not that much time since the full trade has broken out. So, the trade is the Toronto Raptors are sending OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn as well to the New York Knicks in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly, and a 2024 second-round pick via the Detroit Pistons. Yeah, wow. Trade breaks down. A big piece too. OG Anunoby was a guy that a lot of teams were expected to go in on and try to get, because he's a really good player. And now the New York Knicks swipe in right before New Year's and take him off the market. Of course, the Knicks have been a team. Woj tweeted out after it says New York has been pursuing Anunoby for a significant period of time and now gets a head start in recruiting him to stay as a free agent in the summer. Anunoby's trade ability has made him a target throughout the league, and now he lands in the Knicks lineup. Yeah, they pulled the trigger. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the Knicks side first, starting with getting OG Anunoby. I think that's a really good move for him, or a really good move for them. Of course, OG Anunoby, one of the better two-way wings in the league. Defensively, he's going to be there. One of the better wing defenders. Usually he's atop the league in steals for a lot of years. But also offensively, he can do things. Offensively, he can shoot the ball, he can score. So far this year, he's averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. He's shooting 49% from the field, 37% from 3, which is actually a little bit of a downgrade from the past 2 years. In 2022, he had a career year averaging 17, 5, and 2 with 1.5 steals. He shot 44% from the field, 36% from 3. And last year, he averaged 16, 5, and 2 with almost 2 steals, while shooting 47% from the field, 38% from 3. This year, his stats have kind of gone down, but his shooting percentages from the field at least have gone up. And yeah, he's still a really good two-way guy. Of course, the Knicks really need some guys like that, especially with Quentin Grimes having a great year. Josh Hart has been pretty solid. It's pretty solid though. But they wanted kind of another bigger wing that can guard things. They had RJ Barrett, and they wanted RJ Barrett to kind of turn into that. But that's just not who RJ Barrett is. And they try to turn RJ into a kind of a 3-and-D wing, especially with the breakout of Julius Randle, and then the breakout Jalen Brunson all of a sudden became an all-star level player, so it kind of put RJ on the back burner a little bit and kind of forced him into being a different role, being more of a 3-and-D wing, which isn't RJ Barrett's game. So the Knicks wanted a player like that, and they got OG, one of the top premier guys. They're doing that. I really like this move. I think Tom Thibodeau is going to be very happy with OG Anunoby. He can get down in that defensive stance. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He's used to that in Toronto. And yeah, that's good. And then they also get Precious Achiuwa, who is a big man. Mitch Robinson's out for the year. They just signed Taj Gibson, who's very old. They need some center depth, so they get a younger guy in Precious Achiuwa that can come in and eat up some minutes. And then Malachi Flynn as well, quickly being gone opens up a lot more backup point guard, minutes. And now Malachi Flynn, is going to be, get a chance in New York maybe. Miles McBride is probably going to get a lot more minutes as well, And yeah, but for the Knicks, it's solid. OG Anunoby, again, a really good player for them. And they're also going to have to pay him, though. He is up for money in the offseason on his contract, if I'm looking it up right now. So he's getting paid $18 million this year. He's got a $19 million player option, which it looks like he's probably going to decline because he could get a lot more money in this offseason. And I think he's going to get a lot more money. The Knicks are going to have to pay him now. That's the thing. The Knicks are going to have to pay him money, and I think they're fine paying him money because they think he's going to be, the guy that they really need. So now you have a lineup of Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo. You replace RJ with OG, Randle, and Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench. You got your guys. I like that for New York. I like OG Anunoby in New York. I think that's a good place for him. For the Raptors side, I'm very excited for the Raptors side of this, honestly. I saw the deal, And I was like, wow, I really like this for Toronto, to be honest. You know, of course, it's tough game of OG Anunoby. He's a guy that's been there for the jump. You drafted him in the first round. You kind of found him on the championship team, even though he didn't really play too much in the championship run. He's developed over the time. He's still kind of young. He's still only 26 years old. You know, so I mean, he's still a young guy, and you still want him around. But at the end of the day, it was kind of like, you know, the Raptors are not good. They're currently the 12th seed. Yeah, 12th seed in the East. They're 12-19. Things aren't really going too well, and it's like, you know, we see what Scotty Barnes is doing this year, and it's kind of been more comfortable. Like, you know what, we should just sell, get back what we can, and, you know, go young. You know, and OG, unfortunately, was one of the guys that they had to let go. They're gonna have to either keep him around and pay him a lot of money, or trade him. You know, and they decided to trade him, which sucks. But hey, you know, they got good value. Really good value, and I really like this for Toronto, honestly. I like RJ Barrett in Toronto. RJ Barrett, of course, in New York, had some good moments. Was a number 3 overall pick. A lot of expectations and stuff on him, but unfortunately, things just didn't work out, especially near the end, the last year and a half. Because, I mean, you saw 2 years ago, he had that kind of breakout year when Randall wasn't playing good, and he kind of had that breakout season, and everyone was like, oh shoot, maybe RJ actually can be a guy. You know, that year he averaged 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 40% from the field, 34% from 3. Especially at the end of the year, he had a big, you know, kind of year. They're kind of giving the keys off to him. They paid him a lot of money, and they were like, hey, you know, maybe RJ can be the guy. He's still only 21 years old. And then Jalen Brunson comes to town, and Jalen Brunson takes over as the number 1. Julius Randle has another good year, and RJ kind of gets put on the back burner. And then this year, the same, even more. You know, RJ's scoring has gone down his last 3 years. He went from a 20-point per game scorer, 19 last year. This year's averaging 18. His rebounds have gone down. Assists have gone down. Field goal percentage has gone down. Shots have gone down. Everything has gone down. The only thing that hasn't gone down is his 3-point percentage and his free throw percentage, even though the attempts are kind of come down on both as well. And yeah, RJ Barrett is still 23 years old. He's still, I mean, he was the number 1 player in his class in 2018 at high school. He was the number 3 overall pick in the draft. He's shown before that he has the talent to be a really good player. It's just, unfortunately, his situation in New York didn't work out. You know, things happened. You know, Jalen Brunson came to town and took over. Julius Randle. They didn't expect Julius Randle to become an all-star NBA level player. And RJ just got put on the back burner and kind of was put into a role where that's not him. You know, he kind of became the number 3. It was kind of looked more as like a guy that hits corner threes, defend the best players, and then once in a while go get your own. You know, they kind of he was unintentionally morphed into that because of the situation that happened in New York. But now he gets to go to a Toronto team where it's young, and the Raptors are probably going to let him spread his wings, or at least they should. He's back home in Canada, you know, back where he plays his summers at and stuff like that. So maybe that gives him a little bit extra juice. He goes to Toronto now. He can kind of be a number 1, even though they do have Scotty Barnes. Him and Scotty, you know, he could kind of be more of what he was, which is a scorer, you know, drive, get his shots, do all the things like that. You know, and I'm very, very excited for RJ going back to Toronto. I feel like he's a big kind of winner in this trade. Like, he goes back to Toronto, he gets to, you know, do his thing back home. And yeah, I get to be what he was like a few years ago. They also get Emmanuel Quickley, which is something I honestly, at first when I read the trade, I saw RJ Barrett and I was so focused on, dang, RJ going back to Toronto. And I looked again, I saw Emmanuel Quickley. I was like, wait a minute, Emmanuel Quickley too? Like, I did not expect Emmanuel Quickley to be in this trade as well. But yeah, IQ having a really good year. He's averaging 15, 2 and 2, shooting 45% from the field, 39% from 3, having a career season. Yeah, this is a tough one to let go probably for the Knicks. I know a lot of Knicks fans, they love IQ. He's been a bit sensation in New York ever since he came in. Last year he was in the running for the 6th man of the year. This year he's on track to be there again. It's just unfortunate circumstances. You know, this year's on the last year's deal. He's up for a big contract in the offseason. And it's kind of like, do the Knicks want to pay a lot of money, because he's still young and he's going to get a lot of money for a 6th man? You know, like, how much do we want to pay for a guy coming off the bench for us? You know, he's also was losing minutes. He went down from 29 minutes last year to 24 this year. It just, yeah, IQ just, it wasn't, not saying it was a good pairing, but it was just, signs were leading towards maybe this happening. And now that he does get traded, it kind of makes a lot more sense that he does move. Surprising that it's in this deal for an OG Anunoby. as far as it wasn't for a deal involving like a star, like a Donovan Mitchell type of dude. But it happened, and now he gets to go to Toronto, and Toronto gets to kind of take the brakes off him and be like, hey, go out there and see what you got. You know, you go into a role. I don't know if he's going to start right away because they do have Dennis Schroeder, you know, but I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. But if he does go in Toronto, Toronto should be giving him all the minutes he can and just saying, hey, bro, you want your money? You want to see let's see what you can do. If you're winning your actual, a focal point, a guy on this team. And I really like this for Toronto. They also get a second round pick. Fortunately, they don't get a first, but you kind of make up with that first for getting two young players that have a lot of potential. Like, I mean, Quickly's still 24. RJ's 23, which is crazy. IQ's older than RJ Barrett. That's funny. But you get two young players that have shown a lot of potential that you can say, be like, hey, go ahead, take the keys, we'll see what you got. And now this also leads for Toronto. This shows that they're blowing it up, which means that a Pascal Siakam trade is probably coming pretty soon. Hopefully, at least. But it should happen. Now, if they trade an OG, you know, if they're trading OG, I thought even if Pascal goes, OG might stay. But if they're trading OG, Pascal's probably on the move too, pretty soon. And we're going for the young nucleus in Toronto, which I love. You're going to have Scotty, RJ, IQ, whatever you get back in the Pascal Siakam trade, because that can get you another decent young player or a couple picks. You know, you still have Grady Dick, who's a lottery pick this year that maybe you could see. You could play more minutes to see what they got in him. And now let's just go young. Kind of young core starting of Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly. That's not bad. It's not the best thing in the world, but definitely not, you know, have a little bit of excitement to it, you know. So yeah, I'm very excited about this for the Toronto Raptors side of it. I really like this for Toronto. Getting RJ, IQ, Scotty, that three get together. Just tell RJ and I or IQ, go ball. I'm telling RJ Barrett, hey bro, take over. Like, this is, like, do what you think is comfortable. IQ, I'm saying, hey, go out there, do your thing. You know, no, there's no shackles. You're not playing 22 minutes behind Jalen Brunson or anything like that anymore. Go out there and do your thing. And let's just see what we got. So, yeah, I'm surprised this move happened this quickly. But I like it. I like it for Toronto a lot. For the Knicks, was it too much? You can say that. I won't mind people saying maybe it might be too much. Of course, this was kind of RJ and IQ were more packages for maybe guys out higher up in the totem pole. A guy like a Donovan Mitchell, a guy like a, you know, Joel, like those type of trade packages because of how good they are, you know, and how valuable other teams would want to have them. You know, the Knicks still have a lot of picks, so maybe that can still work somehow. Or maybe they're just saying, you know, we don't really need a star. Maybe they're putting all their comfort in saying, you know what, we believe in Jalen Brunson enough that we think he can do it. We just need to build a good team around him and Julius Randle. And OG Anunoby is a great piece for us that we think can play dividends for us and help us reach where we want to go. So we'll give them up to get OG. We don't have to give up picks, but we'll give up IQ. We'll give up our two good young players. We'll get him because we think he could be the guy to help boost us to the next level. Can he be the guy? I don't know. We have to wait and see. You know, RJ Anunoby's really good. Is he an all-star level player? No. He's a really good role player. You know. So, yeah. Just a very interesting trade. Again, I really like this for Toronto side. For New York side, I think it's pretty good too. We just gotta wait and see. Honestly, at the end of the day, we could say all we want right now. We just gotta wait. Also, a lot of funny. It's very funny because the Raptors play the Pistons tonight. And so, could this be the night that Detroit stops their winning streak? Or losing streak? You know, with the Raptors not having OG, I don't think it could be. It's got Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam. It's not like they traded half the team away. If they traded like Pascal and OG and all them, then I'd be like, okay, I don't know. But maybe Detroit can win it. I don't know. But we'll see. Yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, and also like that. I'd really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.